You say you got something to say, Holmes?
Yeah, a couple things. What about the other way around, like appreciating your parents?
Bro.
I think about that so much.
Bro.
It's like it seems like all the milestones that we go through are just getting pushed later and later, and I'm thinking about my parents were in their 30s when I was a kid. Like I remember that. I'm about to hit that, and like my grandparents were in their 60s, like late 50s, 60s when I was a kid. All that's getting pushed for my parents at least, and I know,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of my contemporaries, and just appreciating life how we have it now.
Yeah,
It's a little dissonant with what we grew up.
don't you think a lot of people too? I mean, complaining is the default for all humans. We all run from pain, right? That's just a natural reflex of our ego. Our ego keeps us alive. If you killed your ego, you would walk out into traffic and get hit by a truck and die, right? You need your ego to stay alive. But you got to keep your ego in check. We complain so fucking much. It's another thing I want to talk about, performance enhancing and optimizing our productivity, our output, complaining. We have it so good now, bro. It's unreal. We had our company Christmas party for Autograph Construction here for all of your construction restoration needs. If you got hit with hail yesterday, you should DM me. I can help you fight your insurance company, and you can best believe that's what it's going to take these days. And we were in this magnificent restaurant. It was one of these Brazilian steakhouses. It's just amazing how good we have it now. You don't even have to own a car, and you can get a ride within 5 minutes unless you live in, I don't know, York, Nebraska. I mean, you press a button, you get a ride to the store, get a ride home, you get your food delivered, you can get people delivered. It's insane.
That touches on the second thing I wanted to ask you about. Like, there's complaining, but then you also mentioned this is a tough time of year for a lot of people, and that's throughout. Like, no matter what your material conditions are, you're gonna have lows and highs. But aside from that, what do you think makes seasonal depression happen? Like,
I think
obviously there's the sun thing, but
yes.
Aside from that, what about like cultural, like holidays or?
I think this time of year, first of all, daylight savings, they just need to pass that at the federal level, and in March, we need to spring forward for the rest of time. This fallback bullshit sucks. It is depressing to drive home in the traffic, and it's pitch black at night. I prefer working out in the afternoons and the evenings. It's when I feel strongest, most creative, helps me relax, and it's blackout. It's just horrible. So I do think that has something to do. I think, and having really struggled with depression for, the last several years until I've gotten some things squared away recently, I think you think back to the warm times, the happy times maybe with your family, or you think back maybe to some times when things weren't happy at home. And you looked around and all your friends seemed like they were living these perfect lives in their perfect homes, which we all know don't exist. So I think it's a lot of that. And then I think also it seems like everyone's getting together during the holidays. And if you're going through a divorce or you're struggling with substance abuse or you're depressed or all of those things at one time or whatever, and you don't want to go be around people, you want to be alone, I think that's when things start to compound.